Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. It is update time once again in Marvel Contest of Champions, and I've got the release notes here for the November update. Let's jump right in. 6 or 7 things that I think you should know about. First off, Shuri and Attuma are the new champions for November. I can't talk about these too much because these spotlights for both of the champions are under embargo for a few more days, I think, as of this video's release. Shuri will be tech. Her specials look very difficult to dex, which of course means that MSD will probably have one of those how-to decks on the wall videos up within like 15 minutes of EQ dropping. And then Attuma is skill. I've seen some people question why he's not a mutant. I'm not familiar enough with the character to make a judgment on either of those. Like I said, they're still under embargo for now, so I can't really go into any more detail. I will say, however, that Attuma in particular, I think is going to be a very desirable champ. So if you're already hoarding shards for the next 6-star featured in February with Iron Doom in it, Shuri and Attuma will both be in there. Number 2 is the November side quest, which is called the Reliquary. So it will be the first opportunity for players to earn relics, which are coming to the game next month as well. One surprising wrinkle here is that it is adding a new temporary difficulty called Elder difficulty. So if you remember way back in I think it was July maybe of 2020 when Sasquatch and Guardian came out, I think, they had like this Canadian difficulty in the side quest that month, which was kind of like a precursor or a test bed for what eventually became Cavalier difficulty. So I think that this Elder difficulty is intended to be pretty much the same thing. Elder difficulty going to be a test bed for what will probably be Thronebreaker difficulty. Really looking forward to how this difficulty feels. I know a lot of people, including myself, have been asking for a difficulty above Cavalier for some time now. Gonna skip over Eternity of Pain. That is in progress. You know Eternity of Pain by now, hopefully. Number 3 is something we just touched on a second ago, which is relics. So relics are coming in November. There has been a bit of content here and there on relics. I've done only a little bit of testing myself. I know Cam in particular has done exhaustive testing of every relic, which is, something you would absolutely expect Cam to do. My big takeaway, kind of having been privy to conversations in and around relics in the CCP, is that Kabam is being extremely cautious with how powerful these relics are going to be. I think that the risk for creating a potentially game-breaking combination of like champion and relic is pretty high, and I hope and think that they understand that as well. Each relic comes with a striker. If you haven't seen how a striker works, it's basically like a little extra power meter above your special button. You fill it up, you hit the striker button, and then it like teleports in another champion to do a couple hits for you. The striker in and of itself, I think, is probably the biggest advantage of using a relic. And I say that because strikers allow you to chain combos into each other. With a relic equipped, you do a 5-hit combo, you trigger your striker, that's like, 2 or 3 extra hits, then you can immediately chain into another 5-hit combo and then throw your special attack. Using a striker in something like Battlegrounds allows you to get, 10, 13, 15 hits in without the opponent being able to do anything, which I think is extremely powerful. There's nothing in here about how relics are going to fit into Battlegrounds. I think we've all assumed at this point that the best relics are going to be made available to the top performers in Battlegrounds. I do want to reiterate something that I said on a stream earlier this week, and that is that I think that relics should absolutely not be released as Battlegrounds prizes until such time as the situation with cheating and the leaderboards has been completely resolved. If they allow relics, which are, ostensibly this brand new chase item, if they allow those to be awarded to accounts who have modded and cheated their way to the top of the Gladiator circuit, then the entire relic system, in my opinion, is going to be dead on day one. I really hope that they delay adding relics as Battlegrounds rewards until they get that whole thing situated. They just ended up hiring whoever it is to hunt down the modders. I wouldn't expect results on that anytime immediately, so we'll see what the rewards look like for Season 3 of Battlegrounds. I hope that they just kind of hold off on that until such time as we can be assured that the relics are going to be handed out to the people who have actually earned them. All right, number 4 are the buffs for next month. I guess buff singular. So Rocket Raccoon has been tinkering away with all his gear and upgraded his firepower. I have not seen the spotlight for Rocket yet. However, I was told that he is, quote, better than he was before. Take that whichever way you want. He wasn't very good before, so any improvement is literally better than he was before. I don't know that I would expect him to be a top tech champ after this buff, so we'll see which way that goes. And then OG Black Panther has received a visual makeover, so this is just a change to his in-game model. I have seen the model update. I do really like it. I think it looks better than it did before, without sacrificing any of that like classic Black Panther look. No animation changes as far as I know. They just gave him animation changes when they buffed him. I highly doubt that they're going to do it again. All right, next up, I'm not sure why this is listed under bug fixes and improvements, but if you've been living under a rock for the past few weeks in mcoc, then surprise, 7 stars coming to the game. Starting next month, you will be able to obtain 7-star shards whenever you dupe a 6-star champion. You must update the game to the latest patch in order to get these 7-star shards. I cannot stress this enough. Do not open your 6-star crystals expecting to obtain these shards until you update the game client. You'll be getting 275 per dupe, which is the same rate that you get 6-star shards from a dupe as well. So it stands to reason that a 7-star basic crystal, whenever those are released, are going to be 10,000 shards. So kind of in addition to that, there will be a brand new 6-star max sig crystal. If you are fortunate to have some of the old ones sitting around, I know they're still very rare. It's very difficult to get these. The old ones will not be updated to the new version. This will be a brand new crystal. And the only difference will be that you'll be getting 7-star shards instead of extra 6-star shards. 7-star Immortal Iron Fist will not be in the new 6-star Max Sig crystal. I don't know that they have an approach figured out for how they're going to do that. 7-star Immortal Iron Fist will probably not be in these crystals until such time as 7 stars are made available to the player. So whether they just change the existing one or they introduce a third Max Sig 6-star crystal is yet to be determined. All right, and last but not least, let's go through the exhaustive list of bug fixes. I'll cover a few of these as I usually do. The first one I want to touch on is this one here with Penny Parker. This was actually a bug that I reported way back in September, I think. So if you combo into Penny's block right now and use your special 3 while you're comboing into her block, the sync shield actually absorbs the entirety of the special 3 damage and basically gives her infinite SP3 protection. And then worse yet, the sync shield was only being reduced by like 1%, no matter how powerful the special 3 was. That'll be fixed. Second thing I want to point out is here with Kraven, fixed an issue where root was not always prevented by special attacks. This got me several times during the Attorney of Pain Kraven fight when I was trying to get solos on that. So the problem here was that if you execute a special like right outside of the trap area and the animation takes you through the trap, you're supposed to just disable the trap. This was not always happening, and sometimes you would trigger root with the special attack like right before the trap itself, and then you were getting rooted anyway. So that's being fixed. Third one I want to point out is this one here, and that's the 2-star version of White Magneto. Now has the guidance pre-fight. It's been like this since he was buffed. I have no idea how this was missed when he was buffed, why they just left it off the 2-star. If you have a 2-star White Mags, congrats, you now have access to that passive stun. That's going to do it for this month, folks. Let me know what you are most excited for. Tell me your thoughts on Relics and the Reliquary side quest in the comments below. We'll see how that kind of plays out again, specifically with Battlegrounds. I am pretty pumped to get my hands on Attuma in particular, as I mentioned, get some testing done with him. Looks like he's going to be pretty cool. And that's going to do it for this one, folks. If you like this, please remember to hit that like button. And as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.